Jai Hind everyone. My name is Ashish Dixit. I am assistant professor in AKGEC Engineering College in a computer science and engineering department. So today's topic related to a subject web technology, and topic is Java server pages. Okay. Then here we will discuss about what is the Java server pages, and this subject is also include in web technology and what's the basic role of the J.S.P. Okay. So here we will take the examples and elaborate the basic concept. The J.S.P. termed as a Java server pages is a technology introduced by the Sun microsystem, but right now it's also product of the Oracle to develop the web application and more efficient way than the servlet. It has a many advanced feature than servlet. One of them to separate the presentation logic from the business logic and provide the designer and developer of the web application to the work independently. Okay. So J.S.P. consists of the following components. So here we will discuss about the directives, declaration, scriptlets, expression, standard action and custom tags. Okay. The directives. A directives aim to define a certain attributes of a J.S.P. page, like examples, language of the page, in which page content should be written, which class to be imported, so that it can be used within the J.S.P. Okay. Then page, here this is the syntax. This is the syntax. Then percentile, @ page language, Java extend, class name, import. Here we will import a class or a package. Okay. So here we will discuss about the attributes. Language, Java, import class and buffer size. Then scope, the request may be page, may be session, may be application. Okay. Next, include. Next topic is the include. Then this directive is to include the HTML, JSP or a servlet file into a JSP files. This is a static inclusion of the file. It will be included into the JSP file at the time of the compilation. Okay. So this is the syntax. Then percentile @ includes file, then file the name. What is the attributes? File. File name is a attributes. Then declaration. What is the declaration? Then declaration is the syntax where percentile, explanatory, declare all the variable here. Scriptlets, the syntax, percentile of your script will become here with the percentile. Then expression syntax is the percentile is equals to expression evaluation and display the variable percentile. Okay. So next, standard action. Which types of action will be included in a JSP? So standard action, according to, we will include this inclusion of the file is dynamic and specified file is included in the JSP file. At a runtime, output of the included file is inserted into the JSP file. Okay. So this is the syntax. Then starting, JSP includes the page is equals to file name, and then this is the close. Then forward, what is the forward action? The JSP forward page, then file name. Okay. This will be redirect to the different pages without the notifying the browser. Then what is the custom tag? Then here we will use the custom tag with the tag library. Then here prefix is alias the name for the tag library name. Then syntax, then starting percentile, @tag library URI, then tag library URL, then prefix of the tag prefix. Let's take examples in HTML. HTML starting, then closing body, then body, hello, the time is now, this is the body name. Then here percentile is equals to new Java util dot date, then this is the syntax of the util based date or a time, okay. Then body closed. Next examples, HTML body, then starting, output println evaluating the date now, java.util.datetime, new java.util.date, then terminal and percentile, hello, the time is now this, and this is the close body and this is the close the HTML tag. Same procedure is a table border. How to declare a table border? Then percentile, this is the table border, percentile for int I equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, then this is the table order, then TD number, then increment policy, then close, then table closed. Here we will use the J.S.P directives examples. Starting, percentile @page import java.util dot asterisk means we will consider all utility process. We will consider all util libraries. Then here HTML and starting of the body, then percentile of the print ln evaluating a date now. What is the date? Then date is equals to date equals to new date. Here we will create the object of the date, okay. Then new date, hello, time is now this, then body is close and HTML is at close. J.S.P directives. J.S.P directives import more than one item, separate the package name by the commas, just like this. Starting, percentile @page import is equals to double quote java.util.asterisk, then java.util java.text asterisk. Here both are combined, Java util and Java text, okay. So the include directive is used to include the contents of the another file, like HTML, open the HTML, then open the body, going to the include a hello JSP dot then percentile @include file hello.jsp, then body closed, then HTML, okay. JSP declaration with the time being, with the time. So here used to add variable and method declaration, how to use variable and how to use a method in HTML. Then starting @page import java.util asterisk, then percentile, then HTML body, then percentile, not date, the date is equals to new date. Here object is also create, date get date. So here we will provide a particular date, then out.println in the get date method, return the date and close. Then hello, the time is now, percentile is equals to get the date and close the body, then HTML. Then first used add a variable and the method, import page, then HTML starting, then body starting, then date, the date is equals to new date, date get date method, then println, then return the date set and hello, the time is now this, and then close the body and the HTML. JSP declaration. Declaration is load only once when the page is loaded, okay. Declaration is loaded only once when the page is loaded in the, okay. Then here there are 9 implicit object variable, these are given in a below. First request, second response. Suppose that a client, one person, suppose that this is the client and this is the server. Okay. So first of all, client send the request and after the sending the request, server provide a response to the client. In between, we will also provide the output, session time, configuration, then page, then application. Means all 9 implicit objects will be available in this process. Means client and server. These types of object will be apply or are working actively in this process from client to server. Request, response, output, we can say that output, session means time being a page will be initial to terminal. Then configuration, which types of configuration will be also allowed. Then application, then page context and exception, which types of error will be created, okay, and how to handle it. This is the process. So here we will discuss about the request and response implicit objects. Okay. The request implicit object is an instance of hypertext transfer protocol servlet request interface, and the response is an instance of the HTTP servlet response. Here both types of responses and requests will be available through the behalf of HTTP servlet. There are availability in a similar way to request and response object passed to service method in the servlet. Next, we can say that the request object denotes the data includes with the hypertext transfer protocol request, and the client first make a request is then passed to the server. The request object is used to take the value from the client web browser and pass it to the server. This is performed using the HTTP request like a header, cookies and the arguments that will be passed. And the use of the responses object is to send the response of server to the client, then response data denotes the HTTP response data. Then output implicit is this is the examples. The output implicit object. The output implicit object has a type of J.S.P. writer class, then starting, then closing, the output of the println hello world. Okay. The parameter of output are sent to the output stream, which generally means they end up the visible in the browser requesting the J.S.P. pages. Okay. Then what is the session? Session is a time being where a page will be initiate and at the last end it's a terminate. Then whole time period will be called a session. Then the session implicit object is an instance of the javax.servlet.http session interface. Then HTTP is a stateless protocol to keep track of the data among the page session is used. Okay. Then call get session method to access an existing session or start a new one, typically use the use of the session object for the getting and setting the attributes. You can add a new attributes of the session with the code like following. First, a session dot set attributes username, just like Amit Kumar, Ashish Dixit and वगैरह वगैरह. Then here use get attributes. access session data. Then again session get attributes username. Okay, here session dot set attributes username Amit Kumar, and similar way this is the session dot get attribute by the username. Config object, how to configure any objects. Then config implicit object is an instance of the javax.servlet config interface and represent the parameter set up within the deployment of the descriptors. Then to set up the configuration, a servlet is configured within web.xml. The parameter are then created like this examples. Initial init parameter, param means parameter, okay. Then parameter name, then count, then parameter name. Then parameter value is equals to 200, then parameter value close. Here parameter name, then parameter name close. This is the count. Then parameter value, suppose count 200, then parameter value. Then initialization of the parameter is close. The object can be used to retrieve the parameter using its get init parameter. Then we will provide the string name in a quotes method. Okay, this is used to get the information regarding the servlet configuration, store the config objects. Which types of application will be also included here? Then the application implicit object is an instance of the javax.servlet context interface. It refers to the web application environment that the J.S.P belongs to this script. This is used to share the data with all the application pages. Then next is a page implicit object. Here we will also use in an application. Then page implicit object is of type of object and it's assigned a reference to the servlet that executing the J.S.P service method. Then page objects denote the J.S.P page used for calling any instance of a page servlet. So the page implicit object is a type of object and it's assigned a reference of the value, that's a J.S.P servlet. Then the page object denotes the J.S.P pages and used for calling any instance of the page servlet. Then what is a page context implicit object? The page context object has a type of the javax.servlet J.S.P page context class. This is utilized to access the other implicit objects. And next thing, this is used to access page attributes and also to access all the namespace associated with the J.S.P pages. The exception implicit object. What is the exception? If during the running duration, during the execution duration, if any error will be created, how to manage this error? Okay, how to handle this error? This method is called the exception. Then exception implicit object. The exception implicit object is of type of java.lang throwable class. Then this object is only available to page that is error page set to true with the directives. Here this is the error method and this is the syntax. @ page is error page is true or false. If error, then true. No error, then false. Next, the exception objects refers to the exception triggered by the page that use this page as an exception handler. Okay. Next, this is examples. Suppose here is one program, and in this program we will also count a J.S.P page counter and how to give in attributes. Okay, then first of all, this is the HTML. This is the HTML tag, starting tag. Then head, title of the page, JSP page counter. Then initial the title and close the title. Then close the head. Then initiate the body. Then header 1, JSP page counter. Then again initiate the integer application count, integer application dot get attributes, application count. If the application count is equals to null, then application count is equals to new integer. Then if the condition is true, maybe it will be false, then else application count new integer application count is equals to int value method plus 1. Then this is the closed, and the application set attributes. Application count is equals to application count, then percentile, close. Then starting the visitor of this page, so far percentile is equal to application count and number of visitors will be count this script. Okay, so thank you very much. If you have faced any confusion, then comments in a text box. Okay, definitely we will given a all query answer of all queries. Okay, thank you very much.